Many women love to style their hair. And while there are many ways to style your hair, the most common is to curl your hair. Curling your hair definitely makes your hair more feminine looking. So on this episode of Stacy Links Presents, I'm going to show you some hair curling devices. Stick around, I'll be right back. Alright, so welcome to my channel. I'm Stacy, and as I mentioned in this episode of Stacy Links Presents, I'm going to show you some hair curling devices. As I have beside me on either side, I have 5 different hair curling devices that I'm going to talk to you about today. I'm going to show you how they work and give you a little review. Alright, so before I get started, what I'd like to get you to do, if you're new to this channel, if you're a transgender person and you're interested in fashion, jewelry, and makeup, make sure you go down below in this video and hit the subscribe button. And make sure you hit the little bell beside to be notified anytime I upload new content to this channel. I have many videos on fashion, makeup, and jewelry tips that you would love to see. Plus, I'm documenting my transition as a single parent and doing advocacy for the LGBTQIA+ community. And also be sure you're following me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and on TikTok. Check below in the description of this video for all my social media links. So before I get into the curlers, one thing I'd like to mention is there are 2 main types of hair curlers. There are wet curlers and there are dry curlers. And now dry curlers work on a slightly different principle as wet curlers. However, wet curling is the most common, which means that your hair has to be wet and should be washed and not soaking wet, but still fairly damp. So you want to pat it dry and leave it somewhat damp. Now, the first one I want to show and talk about here is the old standby. Pretty well everybody's seen this type. This is the old style curling iron. Now, this isn't an old style curling iron. This one here is actually a ceramic barrel on it. And as many people know that this is used to hold the hair. However, what a lot of people will do is they will try to wrap it around and then just use this to compress the hair. Now, originally you would actually attach your hair in there, but that can actually cause other damage to your hair, and the heat and the hard roll can also damage your hair. So it's always a good idea to be careful when using this type of a curling device. Now, the second type of hair curlers I'd like to show are these clip style curlers. They're the rolling type, and then they have these clips on top that open up the wings like this, and then you can unclip them like that. So you would just roll your hair into that, and then you would clip it like this, and that would hold in your hair. I didn't roll it enough, but you get a whole bunch of them in a pack, and these are great to use if you have some time to put your hair in curlers and let them dry just on their own. Or if you like to use a hair dryer, you can do that too on low heat setting. You don't want to get them too warm, or that will damage your hair as well. But these are pretty handy to have. Alright, so the next type of hair curler I'm going to show you today are these ones here. These ones are called Tony rollers, and what's unique about these is when you feel them, they have this texture like Velcro. These rollers, they come in 2 sizes here, the large and the small, and the pack that I have I got 4 of them in there, 2 large, 2 small. And these ones here are actually supposed to bind to your hair like Velcro. One benefit of them is they don't need a clip or any sort of binder to hold them in your hair. However, one drawback of them is the Velcro, because it gets caught in your hair, does have a tendency to pull when you try to remove them, and they're not really the greatest when actually trying to hold the curl, because you want to be able to slide it out easily. And these ones literally rip and brush at your hair effectively removing the curls that you used them to make. So I'm not too much of a fan of these, so I don't really recommend the 20 rollers myself, to be honest. So, all right, so the next type of hair curler I want to show are these soft rollers here, and these are really cool. They come in a large pack usually, and they're really neat because they're foam, and on the inside is a piece of thin wire that makes them bendable. So what you want to do with these, similar to the clip style, you will roll your hair up in them like this, and then you'll bend these over like that, and then you let them hang however they do, or if you get them all the way up, they will stay up. But then you can leave them in like that, and then they're easy to open up, and then just unroll like this. So these ones are really handy. This one here, I got a pack of 12 in, and these will make the smaller curls. The size of the curl depends on the size of the curler. So if your curlers are small, you will get smaller ringlets. If your curlers are larger, you'll get larger rings. So that kind of segues me into the last curling device that I want to show you in this episode, is this one right here. And this may look kind of unusual at first glance, but this is actually meant to make more side ringlets. And this is a really neat device. It comes with this clip and a couple of hair scrunchies. And what you would do with this is you would lay it over top of your head like this, using this clip like that. And then you would take the sides of your hair, I got my hair ponied right now, but you would take the sides of your hair and wrap them around here and use the scrunchies to hold your hair on like that. And from wet, they recommend wearing it for 4 hours to let your hair dry and become properly curled. But sometimes with these sort of things also, you can use the blow dryer on low heat setting and low fan, and that definitely helps too to dry it up quicker, and you don't have to wear it as long because it is kind of uncomfortable, but it does a good job. I definitely recommend this if you're willing to kind of compromise on how it feels, because you're not wearing it in public. So this is definitely a good one, I think. Alright, so thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button down below. And if you have any questions about hair curling, be sure to drop a comment down below. And stick around for my next episode, and I'll see you then. Bye!